Francis, congratulations on your victory tonight. I know this was a special one for you. You said this was a guy you always looked up to as you were learning the sport, and this was your goal. So tell us now that it's behind you. What's the emotion like for you right now?
Well, I feel happy, very happy. I don't know why. For some reason, I was happy the whole week. It's kind of like I feel it. I just came here to have fun, and then to enjoy my fight. I'm really happy how it ends up with the victory. So I'm just gonna look forward for what is next, which is title shot.
I was going to ask you. I mean, you wanted this. You've been calling for this fight. Do you think this is enough to get you a title shot? What do you think should be next for you?
I think what should be next for me is title shot. I think Cain is the one that the victory against Cain. After that, you deserve a title shot.
It did seem out there that his knee buckled, and he just came in here and he didn't want to disrespect you, but he said his knee blew out, and that was part of the issue. Does that take anything away from the satisfaction of the victory for you?
No, because the knee buckle after a uppercut on his shin. You can. There a video about it, so you can find out and you will see the uppercut. So that might be why the knee buckled because he got disconnect. So
Last thing for me, it was tough to see outside, but did you guys have a little exchange out there on your way in? What was said?
no, we were just greeting again. He was like congratulating me and talking about my foundation also. So he told me that if ever I want to go back in Africa, I should tell him if he can help anyway, it will be great for him. So he shared his experience that he was in Senegal 1 year ago with me. He said it was great. People it was great there. So he would like to go back in Africa and then help. And then he also told me that he find out that he's had like 3% uh, Africa.
Francis, to your left here. Um, could you feel that uppercut land? Like, it looked when we looked at the replay, like you threw a short little uppercut there and his head snapped back. Could you feel it land like in your hand? Did you know you got him good?
No, right away I couldn't feel it because I threw a bunch of punch. Someone who didn't touch him, and then when he fell, I knew that I heard him because the way he fell, it was like he lay off for a second, before and then I started hitting before the referee stopped the fight.
You also threw a shot that he kind of ducked under, but it kind of grazed him on top of the head. Do you think that maybe hurt him a little bit and made him wobbly when you caught him with that one?
No, that one didn't really hurt him, but the short uppercut was the one who hurt it because right when I mean, in the fight, I couldn't see that, but I watched the video, and then you guys can also watch the video. So when the uppercut, that short one connect, he just fell right away. I think that's what hurt his knee.
When you project, you say you want to get a title shot, and you look. Obviously, you had trouble with Stipe's wrestling, and Daniel's a wrestler as well. How do you know that you'll be able to change the outcome? Like, how will you change the outcome if you go up against Daniel or Stipe again?
Just as a reminder, Ken was wrestler, Curtis
Right.
Blaze was wrestler. There were a lot of wrestler on my shadow, on my record. So I did with that, and then he tried. They always tried their wrestling. You know,
And did you feel like confident going in, knowing his takedowns and everything? Did you feel like, hey, if in fact he did shoot, you would be able to stuff that takedown and keep the fight on the feet?
yes. Like my wrestling is not as good as his own, and then I'm not expected to have a wrestling like this guy that have wrestled for his entire life. But also I'm now getting more confidence because I know that if we go to the ground, I'm gonna make it. I have no doubt about it. I'm improving my ground game very well, and you're gonna have a chance to see it.
So you have a fight where you don't even fight 30 seconds. So that gives you a chance to maybe come back and get another fight in. Would you want to do
I
another
was
fight?
back already. I was back after Beijing. I was back.
But I'm saying, would you, if DC fights somebody else for the title before you, say Brock Lesnar, for the sake of argument, would you fight in the interim, or are you going to just wait for a shot?
I'm now focused on the title shot. Then I can answer the if I don't have a hand on it, but I know what I want, which is shot, which is the title shot.
The other thing, going through the adversity that you went through, do you think that that makes you better because now you've come out on the other side? You were at the lowest point of your life, or of your professional career, not your life, but of your professional career, and you've come out and you've had back-to-back knockout wins in the first round. Do you think that you're a better fighter for having been through the experience of being beaten by Stipe and Derek Lewis?
Yes, I do think that that brought me a lot. That taught me a lot. I gained a lot of experience about those two losses, and you know, I believe that I'm better than I was. There were things that in this business that I didn't know how it works. I was still asking myself how that would end up if it ever happened. Then I've been through all that. I've been deep down. Then I came back. So I'm ready for. I know what exactly it takes to be a fighter. I'm here for it. I'm just on my way to start.
Francis right here. When you look at the finishing sequence, the end of the fight, the shot that you dropped him with, that uppercut, that short uppercut, there was almost no space there. So I just wonder, what is it about you that you can generate that kind of power in such a small area of space?
I don't know. You have to ask a scientist, a doctor, or something like that. But I don't have an answer about it. Like in the fight, you're just trying to do whatever you're gonna do to get out of there because he was getting closer, and I didn't want it to get closer. I just wanted to make a distance.
The beginning of this week, you told us a really cool story about how when you first started this sport, you Googled or you looked up on YouTube UFC champion and Cain Velasquez highlights came out. Does this win, and especially the way you did it so quickly, does this mean anything extra just because of sort of that, how long you've been looking at this man?
I'm here to make my own story. And I'm really happy to have this fight, to have this win, but I will not stay on it. I'm going to move forward. It was a great win. It was a fight that I've been waiting for like 2 years because I mentioned him after I fought Arlovsky. But I have to move forward. It's not a belt, it's not a title. I want the title, I want the belt. So unfortunately, he didn't have the belt.
Well, hey, let's talk about moving forward. The champion is Daniel Cormier. I'm just curious, how do you feel like you match up with Daniel Cormier? What does a fight with you and Daniel look like?
Well, I think he should come to avenge his teammate, and then I think that would be a good matchup. I'm gonna get that done as well.
Do you have any prediction for that fight?
Let's set it up first, then I'll give you a prediction.
Fair enough. Congrats.
Thank you.
Hi, Francis, over here. Hi. You said when talking to Kevin, you looked at the fights with Lewis and with Stipe as learning experiences, and you've grown from them. Could you elaborate a little bit on what you think some of the biggest things you took away from them fights and how they helped you grow in what we saw tonight?
He helped me grow as a fighter because, to be honest, I have a quick rise and then I missed a lot of things during my way up. So I had to go back. I had to go back there and pick it up. Like how a fighter life could be, how you can manage your life separately with fight. I mean, I love fighting. It's great, but it's a job today. It's a pleasure as well. But I still have a life beside that. So how to take to make them both work together, you know. So there were a lot of things about fighter life that I didn't know. I didn't know how to organize myself, how to make things by myself. And then sometime last year, I felt like I let I was there to please people. I wasn't there for me. And then, I mean, I lost what was my purpose, what brought me in this sport, what because at the beginning it was just for fun, it was just for pleasure, you know.
So picking up a win over arguably one of the greatest heavyweights this sport's ever known. I mean, where does that rank on your career accomplishments so far, and what can we expect to see from here? Because this is a pretty big step forward for you, and I think it's only on the up and up.
Well, you're just gonna expect to see me have that belt. I mean, yes, I still believe that my best days to come. Yes, I'm 32 years old, and I'm just started this sport 5 years ago, and I'm still gonna do it for a very long time. I'm gonna write my own story. I don't know exactly how that gonna end up, but I really excited to see how it's gonna end up, and then I'm gonna do all my best to do it in the right way.
Last one for you, and Kevin brought up you possibly fighting again. Obviously, Dan, there's been the talk about the Brock Lesnar fight, possible another fight with John Jones. Would you be interested in possibly getting that rematch back with Stipe and showing how far you've advanced since then before you get that title shot, or is it title or bust for you?
Not before. I mean, so you want to make a order to what I want? It's not what I want. I want the title first. So if you want, you can give the belt back to Stipe, and then I'll fight Stipe right now, you know. But I always said I would like to have a rematch against Stipe, but right now my goal is the belt.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And then for Brock Lesnar, he's just walking around talking shit, but never show up for fight. So let's see. Welcome.